Well, political labels are a convenient shortcut. And just a short word or two and your inside audience knows what to think about the person who has been labeled. It reminds me of the old joke about the prison that had a joke book circulating among the inmates, and the joke book had numbered jokes in it. It's the only joke book they had. They got to the point where they memorized the content of each joke so well that all an inmate had to do is, say at the lunchroom or something, is to stand to his feet and say, 58! And the place would erupt in laughter. And then someone else would stand up and go, oh, 12! And everyone would laugh. And a visitor who was there looked at his friend, also a visitor, and said, I'm going to try this. And he went, 41! And there was complete silence. And his friend said, hey, listen, not everybody can tell a joke. Our political tribes have a shared code book, and they're not jokes. Call a conservative a MAGA extremist, and it's just like yelling 56 in the prison lunchroom. The left knows the content without being told. They see a January 6th riot. Someone on the right calls someone on the left a socialist, and nothing else needs to be said. That person is someone who wants to reward the lazy, put the nanny state on steroids, and let our cities burn. Such code words are like the prison joke book. Each side knows the content, the dark things to believe about the others. At Braver Angels, which is a national organization, that you may have seen a blurb about this on CBS News. They've been actively at work in cities across the country, 108 alliances, 13,000 members, and we have a local chapter. We've held a workshop here called the Red and Blue Workshop. And in that workshop, we asked the Reds to identify the labels that are most fond of them. And, interesting question, also posed to Blues. In what sense might those things actually be partially true? And you see people, both the Reds and the Blues, saying, okay, so they consider us to be socialists that don't love our country. Yeah, we'll admit sometimes as liberals we want to throw money at problems, I'll give you that. And so then there's all this sort of disarming conversation that actually you discover, hey, your kids are in my same soccer league, and you actually don't have horns on your head. I thought you would, and maybe a trident or something like that. It's an amazing process to see happen, and we've seen it happen here. We also have it in these workshops are available online. We have Zoom workshops as well. So the values of Braver Angels: state views without fear. Treat people who disagree with us with honesty, dignity, and respect. Engage with those with whom we disagree. Admit to our own blind spots. Disagree accurately. Look for common ground and ways to collaborate. Disagree to learn about the other. And neither side holds the whole truth. Now, the national organization has spent some time looking at ways to look at trustworthy elections, how to build trust in elections. But you know that we've seen it in 2020, we see it again this year. They held 26 separate workshops over a 3-year span, starting in late 2020. There was robust disagreement, listening, and eventually some collaboration and compromise occurred over 100 hours of total workshop time. 97 liberals and 97 conservatives agreed to some elements of what would make for trustworthy elections. An amazing thing to see. They agreed to guiding principles such as that voting should be easy, that cheating should be hard. You see how that's a tossing a bone to each side? You could hear the blue-leaning people saying voting should be easy. That's kind of a blue test. But cheating should be hard. That's where the Reds put their fist to the table. And they said, let's work together on that. Fair and equal access to voting, safeguarding how to prevent the rare instances of ineligible voting, transparency to election activities, elimination of gerrymandering. What can we do? If you're involved in elections, you can work to see some of these things through. You can contact me after Good Morning Slow. I'd love to get your email and send you some information. There's a flyer in your materials where you can download this report on fair elections. And in place of cynicism and suspicion about the other side, we can learn to make the gracious assumption. We can look for a way forward that builds trust in elections and also in each other. You can talk to me about Braver Angels locally, if that sounds good to you. And that code book you're carrying, the memorized list of labels and nasty assumptions, what a joke. Throw it away. Thank you.